What's going on, everyone? Welcome to Season 2 of the Rentish Podcast. I'm Zach, and I'm here with my co-host, Patrick.
We're two rookies chasing the dream of real estate investing. In this podcast, we'll talk about property management, wild stories, and everything in between. We don't know it all yet.
But that's the point. We're learning as we go, just like you. So we'll bring in the experts to educate and inform us, and we'll figure it out together. So let's laugh, learn, and dive into real estate side by side. Patrick, how are you on this fine Thursday?
I'm so ready to do this podcast.
Yeah? Energy level high?
Super high.
Yeah?
I'm excited.
Sounds like a lie. If I had a lie detector hooked up to you right now, I think that you would fail.
You are. I would pass.
And
you would fail.
What are you drinking there? Is that well? We were having a conversation earlier about the ginseng, but apparently it can mean coffee and tea.
So yeah, it's a ginseng delight espresso. Which what that means, I really have no idea. But it really just tasted like coffee, if I'm being completely honest. But
when you were brewing it, I was like Porky Pig whenever he smells a pie in the window or whatever, like fluttering over to the window in the Looney Tunes. I was like, that smells good.
Yeah, I feel like sometimes with like coffee, sometimes they smell really good, and then you drink it, it's like, oh, that's just coffee.
Well, interestingly enough, we may be talking about coffee in this very episode. Did you like that foreshadowing?
That was really yeah, it was good.
Tomorrow's Halloween, so getting excited. Today's the office costume dress up.
Yeah, speaking of coffee, again.
Yeah. So my costume is a pun. I'm a groundskeeper. So I've got like overalls and a hat and some like work gloves, but I'm carrying a bunch of coffee grounds. And you are much easier to see. What are you?
I'm solely from Monsters, Inc., but I had multiple people today, like multiple independently, say, are you Blue's Clues?
Yeah, you kind of do look like Blue's Clues.
Yeah, so I have the Monsters Inc. hat, though, so I feel like...
So if you were the Blue's Clues...
Yeah.
Blue is his name, right? That's the name of the dog.
Yeah.
If you were that, then now would be a perfect time to open like our fan mail that we get into questions at the Rentish Pod, because I could go, we just got a letter, we just got a letter, no one sent it in, and it's like we open the mailbox and it's just like cobwebs. Remember, email the pod, questions at therentishpod.com. Follow us on social media at the Rentish Pod. Give us a like and a thumbs up, whatever your podcast platform of choice is. Give us a rating, give us a review, leave us a comment.
Smash that subscribe button.
Exactly. Smash it, and then hit the notification bell to be alerted when new episodes go live, and maybe tell a friend. If you've got a friend that you're like, he's a landlord or a property manager, or maybe he's just really interested in the real estate market, send them a link. Copy that URL, paste that URL, send it their way. I'm sure that they'll enjoy the show.
Dude, I was driving the car with my girlfriend. She had aux, and she randomly started playing the newest episode from the Rentish Podcast.
Yeah.
I'm like, turn this off. I don't want to listen to myself right now.
Patrick doesn't like the sound of his voice.
No.
Everyone,
the content's
the content's good.
Yeah, the content's
Everyone
good.
Write into questions at therentishpod.com and tell Patrick how much you like the sound of his voice.
Yeah.
Everyone do it. All right. Time to get into the episode. Patrick, so we're kind of winging it on this one. We had time to get an episode logged in, so we wanted to come and hang out with the listeners and give everyone a fun show. So we're going to read through a couple of these articles that were sent over to us by our producers, who do a lot of really great research for us, take their time, methodically comb through all these resources, and we're going to record and talk to you guys about this stuff. But producer Musay, do we have an idea for how we want to title this next segment? So we've got two news stories, right? So is this just like the news episode, news rundown?
Yeah, this is the real estate rundown. The first part is going to be about electricity, and then the second part will be about coffee.
Cool. And you might think to yourself, coffee, how is that real estate related? I can't wait to find out. Stole my joke. Suck. All right. I'll just go ahead. How about that? How's that sound?
That sounds good to me.
So this one, what's up with my bill? And that's Watt spelled W-A-T-T.
Is that like a Watts energy joke?
Exactly, yeah. Why your winter electric costs are climbing. So winter's coming, and so are higher energy bills. This year, experts are warning that electricity costs could jump 10 to 20% for many Americans, with some households expected to spend nearly $1,000 just to heat their homes through the season.
Yeah.
From sky-high utility bills to that dreaded moment when you open your December statement, we've all been there. In today's episode of The Rentish, we're swapping our own energy bill horror stories, breaking down why costs are rising, and sharing some simple ways renters and homeowners alike can save a little money and sanity this winter. So, personal check-in. How's your bill sitch going on right now?
It's definitely the most expensive October I've ever had.
Okay.
Like usually I feel like October is one of the lesser months because it's just like I'm able to open up windows and not have heat or AC on the whole time. And it feels really high. I mean, with that said, my girlfriend recently moved in with me, and I feel like the laundry machine's being run every single day, so that might have something to do with it.
Learning all about sharing a living space with a significant other. Okay, cool.
But yeah, I mean, I imagine that is a little bit of it, but like, I mean, definitely seeing a much higher bill than I'm used to for this time of year already.
Yeah, so I'm less concerned about my heating bill for the winter because I feel like last year our gas bill was like not too bad, and our house is like gas heated. So we'll see what ends up happening there when things start shaking out. But I will say the energy bills for electric this summer in Cincinnati, absolutely devastating. August for my house, I don't even mind sharing numbers. It was like $350.
Ooh,
and then
that's
September,
rough.
it dropped down. I think we got it below like 240, 230. But then this month, I checked it again. It's back up to 330. So it's like kind of that catch up of like the summer months of running the AC when it was really, really brutally hot here in Cincy.
Yeah.
That's definitely been felt in the old wallet.
I have no gas in my house. Everything's electric, all the heating and cooling.
Okay.
All of it. So I have a feeling it's just going to keep going up.
Sure.
You know,
we'll see.
so.
Well, electricity demand spikes every winter. This year, natural gas and heating oil prices are contributing to the surge. So according to U.S. Energy Information Administration, the average household heating cost is expected to rise between 5 to 21%, depending on the region. So homes in the Northeast and the Midwest are expected to see the biggest increases. We're the Midwest, so
yeah,
we can expect to see a pretty big sizable increase. Dang it. Yeah, it's a good opportunity to like look for cost cutting and savings. Let me read the next couple stats, and then I have a question to ask you about where you keep your heat and and everything, because I'm curious about this. So the electric grid is under strain in many parts of the U.S. Extreme weather, aging infrastructure, higher demand, they're all driving up prices. We got a bunch of simple, reliable ways to save, like unplugging electronics, switching to LED bulbs, layering up, sealing drafty windows with plastic wrap, which I've done before. I don't know if you've ever pulled that move. That's one, yeah. Or weather strips. Yeah, so I got a question to ask you. Mm-hmm. When do you turn on your heat, and what temperature do you keep it during the winter?
So in the summer, it's between 70 and 72. In the winter, it's usually between 68 to 71. The past couple days, we've had it at 69.
Okay,
is what we've been keeping it at. I know you're like
producer Mercedes. Before I chime in, where do you do? What were my questions? When do you turn on the heat, and what temperature do you keep it during the winter?
Probably like 2 weeks ago, we first turned it on, the heat, and we keep it at 63 right now.
Really?
That would never, ever fly.
Okay. So the other day when we were talking about this, I thought we were farther apart, and we were also way farther apart.
I felt like you were super far.
Yeah.
So I keep it right now. I think it's at 62 or 63.
Oh, you're right there.
Yeah.
You said,
you said 54.
I would personally keep it at maybe 58. I think is an appropriate heating level or whatever for like cost saving and stuff like that. But it's like, I don't know. I feel like the low 60s is totally fine for when it's cold out. Yeah, why not?
I don't know.
In terms of landlord-tenant dynamics, who typically covers the utilities? So, what has your landlord ever included electricity in the rent? All these questions. I'm curious to hear from Muse as a property owner, but I'm also curious to know where you're at currently with your electric bill.
So, in all cases, I've had to pay for electric, gas, and Wi-Fi, all that stuff. The only things I've ever had to not pay for are water and trash.
Yeah.
And like
That's
sewage, I guess.
Pretty common.
So there have been instances where I do have to pay those.
Sure.
Right now in my last apartment, I did not have to pay those. But yeah, I've never had electric comped. Yeah.
Producer Muse, who's our resident homeowner, have you ever included utilities in the cost of rent, and what is it like right now with the cost of utilities and how that affects you?
Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stop overpaying for property management software. Inago gives you everything: applications, screening, lease signing, rent collection for free. It's a powerful, full-featured platform trusted by thousands of landlords with no fees or contracts. Sign up at inago.com today. That's INNAGO.com/podcast.
Yeah, so as a perk, we take on the utilities because it's midterm. We just think it's better because people are leaving sooner than staying for a year. I also think it's a good incentive, especially now, because when I look at the other units bill, it's like, whoa. So sometimes it does make me think, should I include utilities? But I think it's a good perk right now. I just make sure we offset it by charging a normal amount. But yeah. I've never had a landlord actually take on utilities, though.
Okay. Yeah, me neither. I'm in the same boat. I mean, water and trash have been the only two utilities that I've ever had a landlord take on, but most of the time I'm paying.
But also, it's just like let's say the landlord does take them on. In essence, the rent will probably just be higher than otherwise would be. You know, either way, you're paying for it. It's just the question is it a set cost sort of, or is it a fluctuating cost?
Well, that's the thing, and that there's a lot of budget billing plans and energy assistance programs that people don't know about, that don't take advantage of, that can like really help out. Like right now, I know that I'd rather just pay it, get it out of the way. But like I know that our energy provider in Cincinnati, they'll let you split a invoice into multiple installments free of charge with no interest. I don't think they let you like do that all the time, but you can do it for a few times, I guess, until they stop you. You could say, oh, I got a $400 utility bill this month. That's too much. I can't afford to pay that right now. I'll split it into 6 chunks that apply over the next 6 invoices. So it's like there are plans like that if it helps you out, helps you like kind of manage that out, but you also have to be smart about that, manage your finances.
Like it could be dangerous.
Exactly.
Because that's something you have to keep paying every month.
Snowball.
It doesn't go away.
Exactly. But funnier, painful personal hacks for cutting the bill. I did want to mention the plastic wrap one. So you can actually straight up buy these window covers on Amazon. But when I first moved to an apartment in Cincinnati, there's a lot of really old, beautiful buildings in the city, but they are not very well updated sometimes. And windows are a big factor of letting cold air in during the winter. Is like windows with a bad seal. Shout out to, getting your contractors come out, take a look at your windows. That could be a real estate topic. Who knows? But for tenants, you can actually go onto like sites like Amazon and order these like window covers. They look like big plastic wraps. It reminds me of like in the, the end scene in E.T. where they've got the house all like bubbled. That's exactly what it reminds me of. But you like strip it around the exterior of the window and then it catches the cold air and contains it so that it's not just like spreading out into your house. It's kind of like an insulator. So, and it's like removable too without like ruining the house. You're just paying like, I don't know, $20 for temporary insulation during the winter. So that's my hack. I don't know if you've got anything.
So
that you'd
what I do, and I didn't know about this until my mom brought me onto it. I pay my bills with Duke Energy as well here in Cincinnati. But you can do like certified energy suppliers that run through Duke, but it's like different energy sources. And they've got like different lists. And I found one with a set rate for the next 48 months that's already like cheaper than what Duke is. And you can obviously pick like, fluctuating ones or whatever. Right. I found one that's set cost and it's like some sort of renewable energy. So I'm paying like way less than I would be otherwise.
Have you noticed any change in your power at your house? Like
No changes. Like now, I did notice a massive when I first used it. I noticed a massive deduction in like the price that I was paying like instantly. But like things have just been going up since then. So like maybe it's just my own energy usage. I'm not actually sure how it all works.
It's all part of inflation too. I mean, the fact that the rising cost of everything is also increasing. Just the rising cost of providing electricity and bill and utilities. So
but it is still like cheaper than like I would be paying otherwise, which is like something I'd highly recommend looking into.
Sure. Recommendation from Patrick. Patrick approved.
Supplier, yeah. There's a bunch of different ones though, like and it's probably location dependent.
Sure. Well, do your research out there. Check and see what programs are available for you. But got a couple last minute stats before we move on to the next article. According to the U.S. Energy Information Administration, average electricity bills are forecast to rise about 4% nationally from November through March to around $1.
What?
That doesn't seem right. $1,130. There you go. I saw the one and stopped reading there, so I messed that part up. They're about to rise to like a national average, I'm guessing, to about $1,130. If I saw a utility bill for $1,130, I'd not be very happy.
Yeah,
I don't know what I would do.
Sad.
Yeah, I'd be very, very depressed. For homes heated with electricity, average heating costs could rise around 8% or more this winter, and they're estimating that it could be about $1,205 as an average for electric heated homes. That seems super high. That is super duper duper high, but I don't know. We'll see. It's going to be interesting to monitor as we get into the colder times. higher natural gas prices, increased demand for electricity, infrastructure and upkeep costs, and weather is all contributing to the driving costs being increased. And there is difference between homes heated with gas and homes with electric versus propane. There's all sorts of stuff. Some will go up, some will go down. Make sure you do your research and be prepared this winter. So look for affordable ways to save on your utilities. Go the Zach route and just bundle up and get cozy and turn that sucker down. You know what I mean?
Gosh, you sound like my parents. But I guess before we go on to the next segment, if you are listening, because we're coming from a Cincinnati, Ohio perspective,
right.
Send in what your average bill is, questions at therentishpod.com, and the state you're in. We just want to, hear from you guys and compare.
Listen to him plugging the show. Why don't we just make him the host? Fire me.
Yeah.
You want to fire me?
No, you're the talent.
So next up, we have a coffee-related article, which apparently I'm doing now.
Yeah. I think the segment, I like the segment title, What's Brewing Here with Patrick?
I do like that.
Yeah.
What's brewing here? I feel like this is going to be a one-off segment because I don't anticipate other coffee-related segments coming up.
This is a rarity. This is the needle in the haystack.
Yeah.
Producer, insert coffee pouring sound effect here.
Yes, this segment is about the Maxwell house becoming Maxwell apartment. It's the first name change in Maxwell House's 133-year history.
Wow.
Which is crazy.
Yeah,
also,
that's crazy.
I didn't really know what this company was until I asked you.
Yeah, you had to ask for clarification. I thought Maxwell House was one of those known brands, pretty much across the board. And you also didn't know what Folgers was.
I drink that high quality gourmet.
But you've never even the fact that you didn't even know what it was.
Yeah, I don't really buy coffee. I don't really make coffee at my place. I make tea.
Really?
Yeah, I do coffee in the office or I go out to get coffee, but I've never been much of a.
Wow, that's nuts.
I have a Nespresso machine, so if I do, it's just like Nespresso
The
pods.
Nespresso pods.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, growing up, I lived in a house where my mom drank drip coffee all the time. So there was always ground coffee in a big tin, usually Kroger brand. But then in the grocery store aisle, I would encourage you to walk down it one of these days. You can see all of the different prepackaged cans of coffee. And Maxwell House is the blue, ugly one that's in the bottom right, because it's typically the most you can get for the cheapest cost.
Okay.
That isn't the name brand of the store.
Got
right.
it.
So I typically just buy Kroger brand name coffee, just the generic Kroger coffee, but it's sold in the same tin like a Maxwell House or a Folgers.
I mean, I'll probably notice it all the time now.
Now you will, yeah.
So essentially what's happening is they're rebranding to Maxwell Apartment. And with it comes a 12-month, quote-unquote, lease offer of coffee, meaning with the bundle, you get coffee over the course of a whole year.
Yeah,
kind of
I see what they're doing here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
it's a pun. It's what the kids call a pun.
What the kids-
Or not a pun. How
a play on words?
play on words,
Nah.
something like that?
A metaphor?
Metaphor,
No.
analogy,
Hyperbole? No.
Hyperbole?
No.
something like that.
Simile? I'm taking
Simile.
like high school English is what I'm thinking.
Antonym.
Prepositional phrase.
Sure. Yeah.
No.
No, it's cute. I mean, here's
Yeah.
the thing. Well, keep going with your facts, and I'm going to give my opinion on
I mean,
this.
that was basically it. I mean,
Okay.
they'll tell me an example is a 4 27.5 ounce canisters sold as a year's supply, I guess over the course of the year or something.
First off, I got to say, that is not a year's supply of coffee. For me, our household probably goes through one of that size can of coffee that I brought in today
Yeah.
for my Halloween costume. We go through one of those probably every week and a half.
That is insane.
A whole drip pot for 2 people.
Okay.
At least once a day, every single day. Maybe I could stretch it to 2 weeks.
If you want to be sleep deprived, then
Yeah, but
energy
typically I'm
less.
having 3 cups of coffee in the morning before I leave for the office.
Wow.
Is that a lot?
Yeah, we actually brought you here for an intervention.
That's a lot. The producers are all nodding, telling me that's a lot.
Yeah, that's
3 cups is a lot of coffee.
You have a problem, I think.
Oh, I'm hopelessly addicted to caffeine, but so is the rest of the United States.
That's fair.
We're all addicted.
Your
I think that this is absolutely wild. Maxwell House, at least to me, it's a brand. Clearly, it's not hip with the youngins.
Yeah, I mean,
Because
yeah,
you classify yourself as a youngin.
You classify me as a youngin.
You're one of the
I'm a
you're hip with
youngin.
it. You know the slang, the Gen Z slang.
Yeah,
6, 7,
I,
all
I
that.
had to have somebody explain that to me.
Yeah, you had to have them explain it. Well, I think that it's kind of silly. I mean, like big brand name changes like this are always like, it always makes me scratch my head a little bit because I'm like, okay, so Maxwell House, that's an established name, been around for 50 plus years, probably more. Maxwell Apartment, it's like that just doesn't roll off the tongue the same way, but it's also because I feel like I've known that brand name for my whole life.
I think it's just a gimmick, honestly. I think, remember when IHOP became IHOB?
I forgot about that.
Ridiculous
House of Burgers or
yeah,
whatever.
International House. And everyone was talking about it because it's like they actually like legitimately changed their name.
Sure.
Which is crazy. I don't remember another company having done that. I went to IHOB to go try one of their like mediocre burgers. You know?
So you're telling me that you think that this is more along the lines of like a Cracker Barrel situation.
I think
Cracker Barrel redoes their logo, makes it all minimalistic and hyper modern. They change their restaurants to make them look all millennial, and then they're like, "Psych, we're gonna change it back or whatever."
I mean,
I think
that was an actual mistake on their end. Like, I think they actually thought that was a good idea, and now are playing it off.
Now they're playing it off.
I think this is a legitimate choice for Maxwell House. Like they're changing their brand and getting this whole gimmick. I think it's going to become Maxwell House again in a year.
Sure,
is my guess.
You just got to spend the money on the rebranding, the cost of the marketing, the cost of printing the new labels, the graphic design.
Yeah, I mean,
but the coffee is still the same coffee. It's probably all just mass-produced grounds coffee from wherever their warehouse is in the United States. But I don't know.
Well, it sounds like the brands move here. So nearly a third of Americans now rent rather than owning houses. And
so they're getting hip with the times.
Yeah,
they're
which
like,
is to me
they're
seems
like
a
people
slap
don't
in the
know what
face.
houses are anymore.
Yeah, right. Like let's relate to the average, American or whatever who rents. So yeah, they're trying to resonate with the modern consumer's economic realities. To me, I get it. That's
that.
You're gonna rent your coffee now. Like what?
This makes more sense as like a new Coke or like Pepsi Clear kind of thing than it does to me. Like people just don't associate with the coffee because man, they're renters. They're not homeowners.
Yeah. Right.
So I'm imagining Don Draper in like a suit pitching this to like a group of executives, like Mad Men style. What if we made this house just a little smaller? I don't buy it. I like the value message though. I mean, the talk about that real quick. You want to read that in your best advertiser voice?
Here's their value message: real coffee. This is so stupid.
Read it with emotion. Read it like you're reading it to a board member. Or like read it like you're reading to grandma.
I'm gonna pretend like I'm owning this. I feel like we're just roasting Maxwell apartment coffee right now.
Maxwell,
sorry, Maxwell.
If you don't want us to roast you, sponsor the pod. Email questions@rentishpod.com and give us a sponsorship.
All right. The value message is real coffee for real people making smart choices.
What a value message.
That's so stupid. That's like just so generic. I don't know.
If I see a commercial for Maxwell Apartment during the Super Bowl and it says real coffee for real people making smart choices.
Yeah, it's like don't be stupid. Rent our coffee instead of buying it.
It's funny. Yeah, so what about the cultural implications, Patrick?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, all in all, in conclusion, this name change seems less of like a company trying to be hip with the times of trying to relate to people not being able to afford home ownership.
Sure.
And seems more like just a ridiculous gimmick. That's just my personal humble opinion, though.
Yeah, I mean, we could do a whole show about the idea of like name changes and marketing moves. I mean, how many companies have tried to pull ridiculous publicity stunts like this before? I think it's funny. It's definitely an eye-catching headline. I just love that the producers were like, "This is kind of real estate related." They're like, "Let's have the renters guys talking about it."
Let's really try to. Well, here's the thing, though. It worked because now I didn't really know Maxwell House, and now I know them. And now I will know, like, oh, they're rebranding to Maxwell Apartments, and now it's like, maybe I want to try this coffee now. So actually, hats off to you, Maxwell Apartments.
Well, and you're getting headlines already. Everyone's like, CNBC's talking about it, MSNBC, the AP and Reuters, the Rentish, they're talking about it. It's like, if they're talking about it, it's got to be big news. You know what I mean?
And yeah, we make fun of it, but like it objectively worked. So
sure.
Yeah, cool.
Cool. Well, thank you for reading that little article, Patrick, and props to you for powering through. Now you can just go recharge and plug yourself back into the wall outlet.
Now I'm going to go drink some coffee that's not Maxwell Apartments.
Yeah, we're going to drink some other stuff. Well, thank you guys for listening to another episode of the Rentish Pod. Hopefully it was a fun little treat for you. This was really quite the episode. Let's just put it that way. For all of you listening, thank you again. Email questions@therentishpod.com if you have a topic suggestion, if you have questions for me and Patrick, maybe you're an interested guest and you'd like to be on the podcast, send us a message. Tell your friends who are into real estate and property management about the podcast and share it wherever you can. And we're available on podcast platforms all over. So just find the Rentish Pod, give us a like, give us a thumbs up, give us a 5-star review in the comment. We would appreciate you very, very much. Until next time, I've been Zach, that's been Patrick, and we'll see you later. The Rentish Podcast is recorded in Cincinnati, Ohio, hosted by Patrick Giro and me, Zach Rottello. Produced by Musei Gebermeskel and Charlene Mulchandani. Edited by Elliot Mongenis. Theme song by me, Zach Rottello. What if you had a network of mentors and peers to guide you through your toughest challenges? Cohorts is a private network of experienced investors who share lessons, insights, and support at every stage of growth. Whether you're managing 10 million or 1 billion in assets, Cohorts helps you build smarter and avoid costly mistakes. Learn more and join the community at joincohorts.com/podcast.